It appears that Barack Obama has one steadfast ally. It appears that Barack Obama has one friend who will not abandon him. And his name is Fidel Castro. His name is Fidel Castro. This from the Associated Press. Cuba's Fidel Castro is criticizing Barack Obama's stepped-up U.S. war in Afghanistan while backing Obama's effort to provide health care coverage for all Americans. Listen to the whole story. The former Cuban president said in an essay published today that he hasn't the slightest doubt that the racist right will do anything to stop Obama from succeeding domestically. Gee, doesn't he sound like Paul Krugman, the nitwit, phony economist who writes for the New York Slimes? Doesn't he sound like the mental midget and physical midget Frank Rich, who writes for the New York Slimes? Doesn't he sound like the woman who dresses up like a hooker, Maureen Dowd at the New York Slimes? Gee, doesn't he sound like damn near every leftist in this country? Yes, he does. Doesn't he sound like that idiot on MSLSD? Screwball on Screwball, a.k.a. I want to drink Chris Matthews? The former Cuban president said in an essay published Tuesday that he hasn't the slightest doubt that the racist right will do anything to stop Obama from his agenda from succeeding domestically. Castro's remarks appeared in the Cuba Debate website. Oh, yeah. They have debates in Cuba. The Cuba Debate website, which publishes his frequent essays on global affairs. He formally stepped down as Cuba's president in February 2008 after ceding power to his brother Raul. The strategy of withdrawing troops from Iraq and sending them to the war in Afghanistan to fight the Taliban is a mistake. The Soviets sank there, wrote Castro, who was a close ally of the Soviets at the time. The United States' European allies are more and more unwilling to spill the blood of their soldiers in that country. Even so, Castro said he has read with astonishment news reports on U.S. public opinion polls suggesting a decline in Obama's performance ratings. Obama, he said, quote, didn't want to, nor could he change the system. What's odd is that despite this, the extreme right hates him for being African American and fights what the president does to improve the deteriorated image of that country. Castro cited Obama's efforts on health care, reviving the economy, closing tax havens, immigration reform, and climate change. That's right. Let me be blunt. Obama's agenda, domestically, and maybe otherwise, has a very interesting parallel to Castro's. Gee, did Marx say that? No, Castro said it. Obama has inherited those problems from President George W. Bush, he wrote. He even sounds like the DNC. It's Bush's fault, says Castro. I don't harbor the least doubt that the racist right will do everything possible to wear him down, blocking his agenda to take him out of the game one way or another, he added. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope you drop dead, Castro. What do you think of that? Why is it that mass genocidal murderers like him live till they're 80-something or 90-something, and some brave Yank going to Iraq, 18, 19 years old, is killed? Why is it? Because the world is unfair. Castro, don't worry, Obama, you got your supporter in Castro. I, for one, am not surprised. Their ideology is really not all that far apart. I'm happy to debate this. You know, the left in this country, on the one hand, they worship Michael Moore, who goes down to Cuba and loves the health care system. Meanwhile, that fat slob, he would never go there to be treated. Neither would any of the leftists. Because they like clean needles, toilet paper, washed sheets, and all those other little things that you can't get in Castro's Cuba. It's a real sick mentality these people have. Really sick. On the one hand, you know damn well what they're trying to do. They never embrace capitalism. They never embrace success. They never embrace profits, creation of wealth. They never embrace success. They nationalize industries. They undermine industries. They demonize industries. And then when you call them on, hey, what are you suggesting? I'm not a Marxist? Hey, what are you suggesting? I'm not a socialist? Excuse me. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. We'll be right back.
Mark Levin.
So Castro is making it clear that he likes Obama, his buddy, his domestic agenda. How come Brian Williams isn't doing that story? How come Charles Gibson isn't doing that story? How come Katie Couric's not doing that story? How come none of the morning shows tomorrow will do that story? Why not? We don't judge people by the friends that they keep? No, it's all off the table. Marco, Westchester, New York, the great WABC. Go.
Hello?
Yes, Marco, go ahead.
Yeah. Hi, Mark. I'm a big fan of yours. I'm a college student. I'm a conservative. And I appreciate everything that you're doing, but I got to disagree with you on that Jon Stewart thing.
Well, you got to disagree what? That he curses? How can you disagree with that?
Well, just because someone curses doesn't mean that what they're saying is necessarily wrong. I mean, some of the stuff you say is a little
Well, first of all, let me tell you something. I'm not saying he should be banned. No, not in the least. I'm comparing the treatment that a jerk like him gets versus the treatment that I get and others like me get. You understand?
Okay.
I don't go around F this, S that, even worse than the ha ha ha, yuck yuck yuck. Now, it may be funny. It's not to me. But if you like it, Marco, great. But I don't see the Federal Communications Commission focused in on him, do you?
No, I agree.
I don't see them focused in on him with his hard left agenda. Now, the test for us is, hold on now, the test for us is, are we contributing to the public debate? The test for us is, are we giving local news? The test for us is there diversity? Now, that test isn't applied to a single damn liberal on TV ever. That's the point. Thank me for your call. I like the cursing. That's not the point. The point is that we have regulators breathing down our backs. And these guys have nothing breathing down their backs. Except maybe a hooker. We'll be right back.